Welcome to a crash course in classical technology. I'm Magister Cook, and I've been investigating ways in which the teachers of classical studies can adopt educational technology to bring their classrooms into the digital age. In this video, I will present a handful of educational technologies that could be implemented in the classical studies classrooms to inspire the next generation of classicists, as well as a few missed opportunities and some areas for improvement. So, how can educators use technology to resurrect the study of the ancient world? In this video, we will discuss the following educational technology: a lesser-known online resource, Quia.com, and the use of virtual reality to bring the ancient world to life using programs like Rome Reborn and Virtual Hadrian's Villa. Let's get started. Quia.com is a database of student and educator-created quizzes and games to help students study and master topics. An example of one such quiz is shown here. For the purposes of classical studies, it is limited to Latin, but other subjects use it as well. The interface is simple and straightforward, as well as searchable, but it's also quite dated and, let's face it, pretty dull. That said, it's a great tool to help our students learn. Quia.com should be used alongside well-known study apps like Quizlet and Kahoot. Let's move on to an area of educational technology with great potential for classical studies: virtual reality. Our first program for virtual reality is Rome Reborn. A team of historians have recreated a few famous Roman structures as they would have been constructed in the classical period, such as the Pantheon building and the Basilica of Maxilius and Constantine. Users would log in under the guise of a digital avatar, walk around inside these buildings, and interact with the artifacts like statues to learn more information about the building's history. There's just a bit of a problem, however. Attempting to access the VR program results in two websites with similar messages. These programs are either incomplete or no longer in maintenance and are therefore unusable. According to their website, the most recent activity from Rome Reborn was in 2016. Our next virtual reality program is Virtual Hadrian's Villa, produced by Ball State University's Idea Lab in 2013. The program has virtually recreated Emperor Hadrian's sprawling villa as it would have appeared in the 1st and 2nd century BCE. Virtual Hadrian's Villa has a multiplayer and single-player component. In the multiplayer version, users would log in under the guise of an avatar and would be able to fully interact with non-playable characters and other users also logged in. In addition, depending on the social class of the chosen avatar, the user would be restricted to certain sections of the villa, or granted audience with the emperor himself. At its height, students would sign into this digital space and virtually interact with the ancient past, completing assignments and absorbing the culture and history housed within. Single-player mode, users would adopt a first-person perspective and walk through the various virtual structures. There's yet another small problem, however. Here is the multiplayer login screen. Notice the picturesque reflective pool and the detail in the architecture. This is the multiplayer experience, sitting on this screen, waiting for things to load forever. The single-player login allows the user to wander inside of Hadrian's Villa. The camera can be adjusted by mouse or by arrow key. There are also non-playable characters here, but they serve little purpose and might as well be statues. As you can see, the user is restricted to this antechamber in spite of other rooms and wings connected to this room forever off limits for seemingly no reason. The classroom efficacy of the Virtual Hadrian's Villa program in its current state is, for lack of a better term, non-existent. Let's recap. In an educational world in which classical studies departments are often seen as irrelevant, the current state of its adoption of technology may be one indicator as to why. Often slow to adopt changes in education and pedagogy, teachers of Greek and Latin must learn from these missed opportunities and embrace new technologies. The use of online resources like Quia.com, Quizlet, and Kahoot are essential, as most of our students use these things already. They are helpful, practical, but not terribly exciting. Educators should be using these resources to meet their students on a platform their students already use for other subjects. The recreation of ancient sites in classical Greece and Rome in virtual reality is a unique opportunity for classical studies. Students can travel back in time to engage with the subject in a way books and lectures cannot provide. In practical use in current form, however, it's a bit of a disappointment. In order for true engagement to occur, these programs must be updated and maintained. So where should classical studies go from here? How should they incorporate these technologies into their curricula? There should be a combined effort to adopt all of these technologies all at once. In addition to the online resources mentioned earlier, departments should invest in making Greek and Latin available on smartphone apps like Duolingo and Babbel. These apps are widely used for modern languages. Why not ancient ones? If classical studies is not made available on these platforms, students will focus on other subjects that have already established themselves there. Teachers of classical studies must also broaden the scope of virtual reality to spark an interest in antiquities for the next generation. What I learned most from my survey in educational technology as it applies to classical studies is that classicists need to update their classrooms in their own teaching styles or be prepared for the one-way trip across the river Styx into the vast realm of Hades. Thank you very much for watching, and I encourage you to check out some of the resources found in this video.